Hey, credit heroes. Most people think bankruptcy is a death sentence for your credit. But what if I told you it could actually be your shortcut back to approval letters, lower interest rates, and even a mortgage? Here's the shocking truth. The next 30 days after a bankruptcy will determine whether your score stays in the 400s for years or bounces back so fast that lenders start chasing you. Sounds unbelievable, right? Well, in this episode, I'm going to share the 3 exact moves that top attorneys and credit pros recommend, and they're not what you think, so you better stick around.
My name is Daniel Rosen, and welcome to Credit Repair Business Secrets.
Bankruptcy isn't the end of your story. No, it's just a chapter. And here's what drives me crazy. Someone files for bankruptcy, they get their discharge papers, and then they do nothing. They think, okay, I guess I just better wait for 7 to 10 years for this to disappear. But you gotta remember, bankruptcy isn't a prison sentence, it's a legal fresh start. But if you just sit there doing nothing, here's what happens. Your score stays in the 400s for years. You get rejected for everything, apartments, jobs, even cell phone contracts. You pay thousands more in deposits and high interest rates, and you confirm every negative stereotype about bankruptcy. And here's the part that makes me the angriest. The credit industry wants you to stay down. They profit more from subprime borrowers who don't know their rights or how to rebuild strategically. I know this all sounds depressing, but I want you to take a deep breath because you are not powerless here. Bankruptcy wipes out debts, but it also wipes the slate clean. No more collection calls, no more mounting debt. And when the dust settles, the bureaus, the creditors, and the collectors, they make tons of mistakes in their reporting afterwards, and that is a huge opportunity to rebuild. And let's not forget that some of the most successful people in history have been through bankruptcy. Presidents, celebrities, even Fortune 500 CEOs. The difference? They knew how to rebuild fast. The credit scoring system has a dirty little secret. It actually rewards people who rebuild quickly after a bankruptcy. Here's what I mean by that. When you file Chapter 7, you can't file again for 8 years. And with Chapter 13, you're locked out for at least 2 years. And lenders know this. To them, that means you're actually less of a risk than someone with maxed out cards, late payments, and collectors calling them every day. And here's where it gets really interesting. Your credit score after a bankruptcy is like a blank canvas. When you have almost no accounts, every single positive payment you make has a huge impact on your score. Someone with 20 accounts making one good payment, well, their score might move 2 points. But you with 2 accounts making good payments, your score could jump 20 to 30 points a month. Credit card companies even have Fresh Start or Second Chance programs that are designed for people who've just gone through a bankruptcy. Banks have rebuilding loans, and car dealers have entire departments for post-bankruptcy financing. But they don't advertise these. And if you don't know the game, you'll just accept the high interest rates that they push. The good news is that when you rebuild strategically, you can use their system against them and come back even stronger than someone who never filed bankruptcy at all. Just remember, every month that you wait is a month of positive payment history that you are losing. And payment history is 35% of your credit score. It's the biggest factor. Now that you see the opportunity in front of you, I'm going to share the 3 moves that separate the people who bounce back fast from the ones who stay stuck for years. They're not complicated and they won't cost you very much, but they are time sensitive. The clock starts the moment you get your discharge papers. Let's dive in. Move number 1, the secured card sprint. You need a secured credit card within 30 days of the discharge. Not eventually, and not when you feel ready. You need it within 30 days. Here's exactly how. Deposit $200 to $300. Yes, you got to find the money. Sell something if you have to. Choose a card that reports to all three bureaus. Use it for one small monthly bill. It could be Netflix, Spotify, whatever. Set up auto pay from your bank and then lock it away and forget about it. Why? Because this isn't a spending card. No, it's a credit rebuilding machine. You can also ask a trusted family member to add you as an authorized user on a seasoned account. So if they've got years of positive history on that credit card, that can give your score an instant boost. But here's the key. This only works if it's someone you trust and who manages their credit responsibly. Don't fall for shady companies that sell random trade lines online. No, not only is that expensive, but it can also be risky and can even backfire. Move 2. Become a credit report detective. Here's what no one tells you. After a bankruptcy, your credit reports are usually full of errors that are destroying your score. And I learned this from one of the top consumer law attorneys in the country. His name is Hasib Hussain, and he's filed and resolved hundreds of consumer claims against Equifax, Experian, and TransUnion, and he told me something shocking. Even a small mistake can lead to big problems, and Hasib sees these errors constantly in his practice. Accounts showing balances when they should show zero after discharge. Accounts marked as delinquent instead of discharged in bankruptcy. The same debt listed twice by different companies. Wrong bankruptcy filing or discharge dates. Accounts that weren't even included in the bankruptcy still showing as active, and debt showing as included in bankruptcy when they were actually paid. And here's what Hasib recommends. Keep all your denial letters and keep everything that shows what type of damages you have. Why? Because if the credit bureaus don't fix these errors after you dispute them, you could be entitled to compensation. Pull all three reports immediately after the discharge. Document every error you see, dispute everything that's wrong in writing, and follow up relentlessly because the bureaus only have 30 days to investigate. And here's a pro tip. If you are using Credit Repair Cloud, you don't have to keep track of all this on your own. Our software makes the whole dispute process simple and organized, and you can generate professional dispute letters, track every response from the bureaus, and stay on top of deadlines with automatic reminders. And if the credit bureaus don't cooperate, well, all the documentation that you've saved in Credit Repair Cloud, it becomes powerful evidence and proof that you followed the law and they didn't. And that can lead not only to a corrected report, but sometimes to damages paid back to the consumer. So if you're not already using Credit Repair Cloud, give it a try. You can sign up right now for a 30-day free trial at creditrepaircloud.com/free trial. Move number 3, the Emergency Fund Credit Builder Combo. This is the move that ensures that you never need a bankruptcy again. Start $10 a week. I don't care if you think you can't afford it, $10 every week, no excuses. And once you hit $1,000, here's the advanced strategy. Take out a small secured loan using your savings as collateral. The bank holds your money, you make payments, and you build another positive trade line. You keep your emergency fund and you use it to build credit. And this is the strategy that separates people who rebuild fast from those who stay stuck. While everyone else is waiting for their bankruptcy to fall off, you are building positive payment history and you're protecting yourself from future disasters. It's not magic, it's just being smart about money. Here's your 30-day action plan. Week 1, pull all 3 credit reports and carefully review them for any errors. Research secured credit cards like Capital One, Discover, Chime. These are all good starts. and start your emergency fund account even with just $10. Week 2, submit disputes for all credit report errors, apply for one secured credit card, make your second $10 emergency fund deposit, and set up a simple budget. Just track what comes in and what goes out. Week 3, set up auto pay on your secured card, make your third emergency fund deposit, and look into secured loan options at your bank or credit union. Week 4, check the mail for the Bureau response letters and send round 2 letters if needed. Assess your credit score changes, make your fourth emergency fund deposit, and plan your next 90 days with specific goals. I can't promise an exact number of points that your score will jump, but I can promise this. The people who take action right after bankruptcy, the ones who dispute the errors, open the secured card, and start saving, they always do better than the ones who sit back and do nothing. They're the ones buying cars, getting approved for mortgages, and proving that bankruptcy was just the beginning of their comeback. So don't wait. Take these 3 moves and start rebuilding right now, because the difference between those who thrive and those who stay stuck isn't luck, it's action. And I'll end by saying, if you want to get the best credit builder loans for rebuilding fast, check out my top 6 rankings here. And if you'd like to improve your credit score and discover how to earn extra income repairing credit for others, check out my brand new Start Repairing Credit Challenge. So sign up right now at startrepairingcredit.com and keep changing lives.